This will be my catch-up video for, let's see, what month? It'd be July and August. We're coming up on the end of August right now, and for the mobile home project, it is getting a lot better. It's we got the skirting on, and got some couple guys setting up to put gutters on the mobile home today, from end to end on both sides, and they're also going to put some on my garage here, the front and back side of my garage, where I got a new steel roof that went up last year.
We'll stay down there. Go between the final stand and the end. 8 feet.
Well, 4 hours later, they got all 4 downspouts on. They got the gutters on, and they're already putting gutters on the garage across the street. Got these concrete things done here. I got a little bit of video with the cell phone and a couple snapshots of me drilling these holes. I'll hopefully remember to put those in this video. So this is going to be for the deck. It's going to be outside the kitchen door for the barbecue, and it's 12 feet long going that way, and comes out 8 feet. Had one of the inspectors here and look things over and let me know what else he thinks I need to do. He needed to see the holes before I poured the concrete, and so I had him walk through, and he was just extremely impressed with the work that we did on this project, and he can't think of anything I need to do other than just get the steps, get the deck. He says the quality of work that I'm doing here, he's not worried about me at all, as long as I know what the rules are, and he knows I'm going to follow them. So we'll get some steps. He says I can keep this set of temporary steps that I slapped together when I first got the mobile home here. I can keep that. I'll put handrails on it and just carry it around to one of the back doors, and then we'll build something a little nicer for the front door. Get that on. Let's see, walk over here to the pond for a second. We got branches laying in the water because my small willow tree, this great big thing here called a corkscrew willow, it's a real pain in the neck to me. It's filthy. That thing, it's a real nightmare to clean up after. It's a pretty tree, but it grew real fast, and I've cut it back several times, and it cost me a lot of money. I got to rent a high lift to cut it back. But I had one I planted at the same time, didn't grow near as big, and I was able to maintain it, but it blew over in a storm. And it was planted right about there. I just did a video digging that out and putting it. It's kind of a bluish color, and that's it over there on the burn pile over there. Anyway, these fish know I'm here, and I got I got some feed here. Well, I like feeding the fish. Waiting for the big cats to show up. There's one disturbed the water over there, but well, maybe they're not used to hearing me talking over here and they don't like that. I see them under there. There's one there. Oh well, get back to the catch-up video. Weeds have gotten out of control, and it's not my fault this year because I spent the money, I spent the time, but I bought spray that was damaged, it was bad, and I didn't know that it was bad, and I came out and thought, well, maybe I mixed it wrong, and I sprayed it again a couple weeks, 2-3 weeks later. And that didn't do any good. And then we started having rain in the forecast every day, and I couldn't get out here to spray. And I bought spray at a different store, or concentrate, and it's a lot of money. I threw away probably over $200 and spent probably 6 or 8 hours out here dragging the sprayer around and for nothing. And so now the weeds are so big, it's too late to spray now. They all got to be pulled by hand. So, and that's my house over there. It's the neighbor's house and my rental house over there, and all of this 1.5 acres on this side. I got to pull all these weeds by hand unless I can find some help. I got to do it alone. This little stuff in front here, I can get a lot of this with a string trimmer, but can't do all of it. The big ones that are 8-10 feet tall, they got to be pulled by hand. My brand new lawnmower that I bought last year has gone bad on me. It starts and runs real nice and runs good. It'll start cutting grass for a few minutes, and then seems like it's low on power when you first start cutting grass. And then about 15 minutes later, you got to bring it back and shut it down. It just won't cut at all. So I went and got the old Swisher, 10 years old. I had bought parts for that last year when I bought that new Husqvarna. I bought parts for this one but didn't put them on. Well, they're on now. And then I had problems, and I did not have time to videotape it. I'm sorry, but I didn't have time to videotape it. But it was running on one cylinder and making noise. This cylinder here blew a head gasket. Got it running again, changed the head gasket. Then it was only running on this cylinder. That cylinder on that side was not running. After going through some YouTube videos and some tests, compression tests and whatnot, come to find out the push rod, the push rod on the intake valve jumped out from under the rocker arm. And anyway, this one starts and runs good now. And I got another new one I'm going to show you. This is a grass cutting machine, and I've heard nothing but good about this thing everywhere I looked. Talking to people, YouTube reviews, Google reviews, this bad boy, because I got to have a machine that works. The friend that used to cut for me when my machine was broke down, he can't cut grass anymore. So this one I bought, and because I've got to have a backup machine, and if anything happens to my truck driving, it's, you know, I've got to be able to cut grass and stuff like that on the side. So I need at least 2 machines that are dependable. This thing here, okay, it's got a welded deck. That means it's not stamped. It's not going to crack. You can lift this floor up, and get to your belts and pulleys right there. You don't have to unbolt anything. The same thing with the seat. The battery and all the wiring is right there in my face, and all the adjustments for the controls are right there. You don't have to take nothing off to do any maintenance on it. And that's not the case with those other machines. You got to take stuff off to get to any of this. And it does run, cuts great. And another handy feature is when you're out there, you can push this thing down, and that raises your deck up. See the deck going up and down? And then you set this at whatever height you want it at. So if we're going to be cutting it, let's say 3 inches, then and then I see a bad spot that I want to run over and not hit it with the blades, I can just step on this, pass over it, and let it back down. I don't have to reset my height. So anyway, yeah, you just push this down, and I might do a review on this, how to run everything on it one day. Back to this Husqvarna. It runs too good to take it to a shop and have them fix it, because they're not going to. They're just going to start it up and find out, oh, it runs fine, it's fixed. They'll give me a bill for $300 and make up some bogus parts, and they'll, you know the routine, give it back to me like it is. They're not going to take it out and cut tall grass with it for 15 minutes and find out what it does. So I'll have to wait until I have time to spend on it and get to the bottom of it myself. I mean, a brand new engine, it's not a complicated engine. I shouldn't have too much trouble getting to the bottom of whatever's wrong with it. And I'll try to get that on video when I do, so that I can edit that out and get a video on what happened to it. But everything else, I'm healthy, I'm happy, progress is happening. Well, I guess that'd be it for now. Thanks for watching.